By the end of this lesson, you will understand the importance of writing letters of complaint. You will learn how to write complaint letters and also learn how to reply to letters of complaint. The topics covered in this lesson are writing letters of complaint and replying to letters of complaint. Letters of complaint have to be written very carefully so as not to offend or annoy the person receiving it. Writing such letters calls for a lot of tact and should have a diplomatic tone. You should not lose sight of the reason for which you are writing this letter. You are writing this letter to bring about a correction, and you are not complaining just for the sake of complaining. The correction that you are seeking could be for a variety of reasons. For example, the goods may have been delivered late. An order for items may not have been met due to short supply. The goods may have been damaged while being transported. The goods supplied might be of inferior quality. Or there may be an error regarding the amount to be paid. Writing letters of complaint. A complaint letter, also known as a claim, informs the recipient that an error has been made or that a defect has been discovered. The objective is to provide detailed information regarding the error or defect. It serves as a legal document notifying the recipient that a correction or adjustment is being requested. Keep in mind that your reader is most likely a trained customer service professional. Your reader is probably not the person responsible for the error or defect. Rather than being angry, you must use a firm but courteous tone when stating your complaint. Remember, it is results you are after. You are not looking for a place to vent your ire. The scope of a complaint letter should include only the relevant facts validating your claim and a request for appropriate corrective steps to be taken. You may give the options that you are willing to accept in satisfaction of the claim. While writing a letter of complaint, it is important to keep the following points in mind. Always make your complaint at once. Delay makes your case very weak. Begin on an apologetic note, as if you regret the need to complain. Write a brief description of the product or service, giving all the details like brand name, model number, order number, date, quantity, etc. Give reasons for your dissatisfaction and also highlight all the difficulties that you had to face. Do not blame anyone. It is the job of the supplier to find out who is responsible. Never be rude. It may destroy the goodwill that has been built up over a long period of time. Write as if you know that a correction will be made. This will automatically incorporate a polite tone in your letter. On the other hand, if you were to write a letter with the intention that nothing will be done without the complaint, then it would be very harsh, wouldn't it? Lastly, make a suggestion that can solve the problem to your satisfaction. In the following sample complaint letter, the writer explains that an incorrect shipment was received and that a promised correction has not materialized. He then proposes 2 solutions he would be satisfied with. This letter is given in your reference reading material. Note the different parts of the letter. Replying to letters of complaint. Most good companies are glad when they hear from their customers regarding any defect in their products or a delay in their services. They see it as an opportunity to correct the situation before it gets out of hand, and they improve. If they can successfully pacify the customer, they may retain his or her goodwill. They also get an insight into the workings of their own company, and as a result, they can focus on the flaws and weaknesses in their own system. When replying to a letter of complaint, remember the following. Assume that the customer may be right. Always acknowledge the complaint. Write that you have received the complaint letter and that you will investigate the matter. In case there is an error on the part of the customer and the complaint is not justified, point out this fact very politely. If your company is at fault, make sure that you apologize and promise to set it right as soon as possible. The tone of your letter should be friendly and cooperative. It should definitely not be defensive. Here is an example of a letter that responds to a complaint letter. You will find this sample in your reference reading material. Sometimes a complaint may have to be rejected. If that is the case, you will have to write a very short and extremely polite letter rejecting the complaint along with the reasons for doing so. The tone has to still be friendly and helpful. It is important to retain the customer's goodwill so that future business will not be affected. Consider using the phrase
There has been some misunderstanding.
somewhere in the letter if possible. Here is a sample reply rejecting a complaint. You will find this in your reference reading material. Let us now review what you have learned today. In this lesson, you have learned that a complaint letter informs the recipient that an error has been made. The scope of a complaint letter should include only the relevant facts, validating your claim, and a request for appropriate corrective steps to be taken. Do not blame anyone, never be rude, write as if you know that a correction will be made, and make a suggestion. When replying to a complaint letter, always acknowledge the complaint. In case the complaint is not justified, point out this fact very politely. If your company is at fault, apologize and promise to set it right as soon as possible. You may now use this time to read the reference reading material that goes with this lesson. Thank you.